Hey everybody, this is Jason Ostrowski, and welcome to another edition of the Everything Real Estate Podcast. I am actually about to head out of town for a few days, but before I left, I wanted to record a quick podcast about accountability for all of you. And the reason why I think it's important to talk about accountability today is that with the podcast, I hope that all of you get value out of it. I hope that you get great ideas that you want to implement into your business. But sometimes taking those ideas and implementing them into your business may make you nervous. It may get you out of your comfort zone. And it's very easy to take those ideas and put them off, kick the can down the road, because it's easy to have an excuse not to do something that you don't feel comfortable doing, or you just flat out don't feel like doing that day. And that's why you need somebody to hold you accountable. You become much more productive if you are working with someone that will hold you accountable, and you become partners or you work in a group together. And that works best for your business. So I actually brought on my two accountability partners today, Judy Yoon and Maryann Matteo from the Springhouse office. And we had a great conversation about accountability and about what we do on a weekly basis to keep ourselves on track. So let's get into it with Judy and Maryann, and we'll pick it up on the other side. I figured if we're going to talk about accountability, let's just have the people that hold me accountable come on the podcast today. And so I have, from my own office, I have Judy Yoon and I have Maryann Matteo. So how are the both of you doing today, number one? And don't talk over each other. Maryann, go first. How are you today?
I'm good, Jay. Thanks.
Judy, how are you?
It's a good day.
No, I know you both were up before me, and we talk about that. That's one of the things with our accountability group. We can't meet too early in the morning or else I get a little cranky. So I thank you both for being here, number one. And usually we're talking over each other all the time. So I had to tell Judy and Maryann specifically to answer one at a time when I asked these questions today. So I want to get into it with you both right away about accountability and what that means to you, what that means to all of us, because I know personally, I think there's a misconception from agents that being held accountable is a punishment. When in fact, what accountability does for me is it motivates me to take a look in the mirror and ask myself, am I holding up my end of the bargain, right? Am I doing what I need to do to meet my goals? It keeps me motivated to honor my word to what I said, and I think ever since I started being in an accountability group with the both of you, I've seen my business flourish. And so I am a big proponent of accountability. And I think it's a positive thing. I don't think it should be looked at negatively, So with that said, what does having an accountability partner or group mean to the both of you? And what has it done for your business? Judy, I'll start with you.
Well, it's always been a joke with you, Jason, and a lot of people around me that how I don't I'm very uncomfortable advertising myself. And that's been a huge challenge. And it's a big hurdle to be a real estate agent, to not tell people you're a real estate agent. But I think since I've been meeting with you and with Maryann and even with Ann, our sales manager, you all have pushed me to go outside of my comfort zone, go outside of what I want to do to better me. And that's the part I like about the accountability. It's not just like the nitty gritty of the things, but I feel like the accountability group has been my cheerleading group behind me. And I hope I do that for you and for Maryann and anybody else.
And I just want to say, and I'm going to put this out there, Judy, you know what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
That every time Judy would just go out and talk to somebody, she would come back to the accountability group and say, I got another listing or I got another lead, just by going out there and talking to human beings. And it was always amazing to me how Judy would just scoop up business by just opening her mouth to other people. But she felt like this group helped her get out there and do that. And it has definitely helped your business. Okay, Maryann, how about the same question to you? What has accountability meant to you and having, the group behind you?
Well, accountability for me has really been a game changer. And that's when I first met Judy. So Judy was my first accountability partner. I wasn't really on track. I wasn't doing what I needed to do with my business. I felt like I was just way off track, not, like I said, not doing what was needed. And when I connected with Judy, I initially thought of accountability as some kind of a punishment. And I always teased Judy that I was a little bit afraid of her initially because she seemed very, strict with her business. And that little bit of fear that I had with Judy, which I don't have anymore, but it kept me motivated to get stuff done. And I wasn't marketing the right way. I wasn't doing my personal notes, which is a part of my business development. But when people think about accountability, I think they sometimes think of it as you mentioned, Jay, as a punishment. If I don't get my work done, my accountability partner is going to somehow, be punishing me in a way. But it's really not that. It's quite different in the sense that when I became connected with Judy and I connected with you and other people that we have in accountability, it motivated me to, as Judy said, step outside the box, get stuff done that I needed to get done. When I want to report back to my accountability group, I want to share with them that I did something, that I got my stuff done, did my morning routine, made my phone calls. And having accountability was a complete game changer for me in my business. I just felt like I was more motivated, more on track, and then seeing other people's success motivated me to keep on going, because you get distracted, you start to drift out of what you're supposed to be doing. But accountability for me, definitely not a punishment, but more of a motivational factor in my business that has really helped me to grow my business very much.
Yeah, I think that's well said. I think number one, we're all afraid of Judy. I just want to make, especially my shins when she's constantly kicking me. But I will say also, it's almost like a New Year's resolution, right? I feel like a lot of us start out with a New Year's resolution to go to the gym, and we're all gung ho. We're all motivated. We come out, firing on all cylinders when it comes to going to the gym. And then a month later, you're like, I don't know, because we all go through the valleys in our business. I think the 12-week year, the book by Brian Moran, talks about the valleys and getting through the valleys. And I think the difference between accountability, having it and not having it, is that you have other people to carry you through the valleys, right? To get you through the tough times, keep you motivated, keep you into it. Whereas someone that doesn't have that gets stuck in those valleys. And Maryann, you said started to drift, and I do think that that's a big part of what accountability is. It's almost like a coach. People work and hire these coaches for themselves. And one of the big reasons why they do that and these coaches work is because someone is there to hold you accountable, and this is kind of a different version of that. Obviously, coaches do other things, but I think holding people accountable is the number one thing that needs to be done in your career, because we all need it. I know I personally need it, So anyway, all right. So how do you think, or what have you observed about yourself now compared to before you started having an accountability partner? How has that just changed you as a person? And Maryann, let's start with you.
In terms of change, I just felt like when I initially started in real estate, I really wasn't as focused. Accountability has helped me to be more focused. Connecting with Judy, connecting with you, other accountability partners has really helped me to be a more focused person. I always enjoyed real estate because I was my own boss. I didn't have to, if I didn't want to do something today, I really don't have to do it. If I didn't want to do my marketing, I don't need to do that today. I'll do that tomorrow. But when you have an accountability partner, you start to understand that what that person is doing, you're seeing results that person's having from the way they're running their business. And I saw that with you, Jay, and I see that with Judy as well. But when you see how that person is focused, they're motivated, it's really changed the focus I have on my business. I see my business now from accountability as something that requires it's a 9 to 5 job and then some. It's not something where I can say, you know what, I'm not going to do my work today. I don't feel like working today. I have had those days, and Judy knows that, where I've said, I can't do one thing today. I just can't. And she'll say to me that, that's okay. You need some downtime, or take half a day off. But for the most part, accountability has changed my focus and as an agent and as a person, and my focus on my business. It's totally changed the way I operate my business. I see it now as, this is my work and this is something that has to be done. And the focus and the persistence have to be there.
That's a great answer. Judy, how about you?
I was going to say the same thing. I don't think I took, in the beginning of my career, I didn't take it as a job, the 9 to 5, and as Maryann said, and then some. But now with watching you, especially Jay, and you know how painful it is to say that I learn a lot from you, Jason. But I have, and and I think you've always said it, it's a friendly competition. We don't go at it like I want to beat you or anything like that. But it's always been like a friendly competition of like, well, if he can do that, I can do that. Oh, he's doing that. Oh, maybe I'll try something similar to that. And it's been more of, it's been more in the front of my thought. It's always like, what can I do to make my business grow, make it better? And I learn a lot from both of you, because we're all different personalities and we bring different things to the table. So I think Maryann's had me be more creative. And from you, Jay, you've taught me to be more focused. And that's been very good for me as a person and in my business.
Yeah. Go ahead, Maryann.
I think that's a good point that Judy makes. I think all of us have different personalities. Judy's personality as my first accountability partner, her personality is different than mine. And she's more factual. I can be a little more emotional. And Judy helps me balance that out. And she knows from the phone calls I've made her when I'm not having such a great time, she helps me to balance out. And that's another factor that comes in with accountability. If you have a personality like mine that's more emotional, I'm pulling other people's emotions in. Judy's more level, and she helps me to level out. And you are as well, Jay. Your personality is also different than mine and different than Judy's. So when you have an accountability partner or group, you start to see how you start to take on some of their personality traits that help you to be more level as an agent.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think, with Judy, the thing I love about working with Judy is that Judy's no.
Be nice, Jason.
I am going to be nice. I promise. One time I'm going to be nice. I totally agree. Like, Judy is there. I always say she's there to smack me in the back of the head. Like, if I'm not doing something that I should be doing, like, there's no excuse. Judy's just like, you didn't do it. Right. And that's true. I have no excuses to make, and I really rely upon that. I need someone to kind of kick me a little bit. You know what I mean? To keep me
happy to do it, Jason.
You're all too happy to do it. But I do feel like there's a lot of that in our group. And I really like the dynamic that we have when we show up. So just to let the audience know, we try and meet every Monday morning. And sometimes, Judy and Maryann will meet separately and work on, say, a mailer that they're putting together. We each have our own thing that we're kind of doing. But we gather back together on Mondays and Tuesdays, because on Tuesdays we have our accountability group with our office, our WHAM meeting that takes place at 9:00. So we meet actually Monday and Tuesday of every week. And we're not perfect every week, but we try and get there as much as we possibly can. And I think it's one of the things that I look forward to every single week. And even if that means getting together, and sometimes we commiserate about stuff too, right? We're talking about what's going on in the market. We're keeping each other up to speed about, maybe there's a new listing out there, or maybe this is happening, or what we're seeing out there. It helps our business more than just accountability. We're talking about the market as well. And so, all right. So do you find yourself feeling more responsibility to follow through once you put your goal out there for the group to hear? I mean, I know I do. I feel like it's almost like you're letting people down if you don't follow through. And Maryann, you kind of alluded to that earlier. Do you feel like putting it out there in the ether, right, to the group helps you to focus on your goal?
Definitely, because when you tell someone you're going to do something, I think you want to carry through with that. You don't want to. It's not that you're disappointing the group, but you're disappointing yourself. So when you have someone, we work for ourselves basically. So when you don't have someone watching you or monitoring what you're doing, a boss, so to speak, it makes it easy for you to not do what you need to do for your business. But I don't want to disappoint the group and tell them, I didn't do anything this week. I didn't write a note. I didn't make any phone calls. That happens. It's reality. We're human. But I think when you have someone that you're accountable to, and you have to report back to the group, you want to say that you did something. And that's whether it's you completed your phone calls or you did your mailer, you wrote some notes, no matter what it is, it's helping you. That accountability, that reporting to the group is helping you. So definitely that because I feel a true allegiance to the group. I have to tell the group I did something good. And I've commiserated, I've shared my misery, I've shared my success, but I want to tell the group I did something good for my business, for myself. So it definitely is helpful to me.
Yeah, for sure. Judy, you want to add to that?
Yeah. For me, it's not about, when I put it out there, it's not about disappointing, because I guess I always think I know I'm not going to always achieve it, but I count on you guys to remind me that I said that I was going to do that, and remind me why I wanted to do that. And I feel like I do that for you guys as well. That when you put it out there, I will, even if you don't, I'm not going to yell at you, so you don't have to be afraid, but I will remind you, hey, didn't you say you wanted to do this? And how's that coming along? And I feel like our accountability, and I guess anybody, you can make it anything you want, but our group, I feel like we are very encouraging to each other more than anything. And so I think we're encouraging, and because we trust each other, that we'll do that and we'll take care of each other, and that we want the best for each other. And I think that's why it works for us. And when you want to establish your own accountability group, I think you need to figure that out. What do you want from this group? How do you want to work this? Do you just want to just check in and say, I did this, this, and this? I feel like we've evolved more than that. Like you said, Jason, we get together. It's sometimes a round table of like talking about the market, or we talk about our bad day or our bad deal, or we talk about our successes, about how we got a great listing or anything like that. And then we help each other with when we need backup, because we can't clone ourselves. We can't be everywhere. And we've done that for each other. And that's the best part, I think. So more than accountability, I feel like we're more of we're there always backing each other up, being the cheerleaders, the encouragers, if anything, because we all know we can get really beat up in this business. We have our bad days.
Yeah, I think we've all gotten a lot closer, and in particular, I've watched ever since, you and Maryann have been working together and you came to Springhouse, Judy. I mean, you guys have really gotten close, and it's great to see. Judy, just for everybody to know, Judy and I go way back. So Judy has always kind of worked with me through the years, and I call her my lucky horseshoe, because every time that she shows a property for me, she tends to sell it for me. So that's the nickname that I've always had for Judy, and it's just great to be a part of something too. And I feel like it allows us to all feel like we're a part of something. We are a cohesive group that we share a lot of things. And Judy, you had said goes beyond real estate too. We may have fitness goals, we may have personal goals that we put out there, and we hold each other accountable to that. And I think that's a great thing about what we do. I hear, and along those lines, I hear a lot of chatter amongst newer agents talk about how they don't have to have an accountability partner. And to me, it's like hearing someone who just learned how to swim say they don't need a lifeguard at the beach during a hurricane, right? Like they got their floaties on, they're out there in the water and they're like, I don't need a lifeguard. I don't need any help. To me, that's nuts. That's completely crazy. And it's going to be unproductive unless you are a complete self-starter. If you're one of those people that's ultra motivated, you're, type A personality, you're just going to get it done. That's one thing. But the vast majority of us are not like that. And so what would you say to the newer agents who kind of, shrug their shoulders and say they don't need someone to hold them accountable? Maryann, what do you think about that?
I would agree. I think that when you're new to this business, or even if you're not so new and you find yourself, falling off the track, you do need someone that holds you accountable. And for newer agents, the swim analogy is a great one, Jay, because you do need someone to check in with to make sure you're accomplishing those goals. And they're your goals. So if they're small goals in the beginning, which they probably should be for new agents, that's great. But I do get disappointed when I hear that a new agent doesn't want to do accountability, or it sounds like an odd thing to do, or I'm an adult, why do I need to have someone hold me accountable? And it really does, as you mentioned, work with a personality trait. If you are the type of person that can really be self-motivated and you can follow through with all of your plans, that's great. But I think most people, like you said, need somebody to help them stay focused and stay on task for their business. So I would highly encourage new agents to connect with someone or a few people in your office that who have goals that they don't have to be similar to your goals, but you all have your own goals and you're focused in on those. Judy and I, and other accountability members that we text each other. It's easy to do. It's not a complicated thing to set up an accountability group. Just find people, connect with them, and we text each other. I wrote 6 notes. I read my book. I did nothing. The funny thing with Judy is I texted her one day, and we had another accountability person in that group, and I was texting her what we did, and the other person was texting, and Judy said, I did nothing. And that's a reality. It's life. That's what happens. Sometimes we do nothing. But if you're a new agent, get an accountability group together, get one person that and just check in with each other during the day, a couple times a week, and have that one meeting. But it's crucial to you, and you'll see the difference when you have someone that you have to report back to and tell them what you did, exchange ideas, motivate each other, and celebrate like we do. We celebrate each other's successes, and that's key. We're not jealous. We're not, there's a level of trust with all of us, and we celebrate the success that each one of us has, and that's a motivating factor too. I mean, we all like to be celebrated for what we've done. So if you're a new agent, please get yourself an accountability partner, get yourself a group, no matter what the size and of the group, and check in with one another, and you'll see the change. You'll see the difference there.
Absolutely. Judy, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, everything that you both have said, this job can be very isolating because we're always running around by ourselves. It's nice to be on an island with somebody else. And I think that's what this is. Even if you're a self-starter and you can do a lot on your own, you don't need a lot of people. You don't have to meet every week like we do. You can do it once a month or occasional check-ins. We all need support. We all need people to keep us pointing to the right direction. Actually, I just started this new exercise class, and Jason, I had your wife right next to me on that bike, and that's my least favorite thing. But that day, I did not have the fuel to keep pedaling. But she was right there, and she just said, you can do it. And I said, okay. And that's what it is. It's someone next to you saying, you can do it. You can pedal a little bit faster. You can pedal a little further. And it's new agents, older agents, anybody, if you need that, someone next to you to push you a little bit, that's what this is all about, really. I think I got a little extra bonus because I think of you guys, my colleagues, but you are truly my friends, and I can count on you guys outside of work stuff as well now because of what we've created. So that's my thing. It's you want someone in the trench with you, and you want that person to just tell you, and you should be that person to tell them one more step.
You know what, Judy, that's very, very well said. Very well said. And I just want to add that if you are, so Judy and Maryann typically do a lot of Buffini stuff. And so I feel like if you're doing a system, a real estate system like Buffini, or you're doing Ninja Selling, or even, Tom Ferry, Mike Ferry, do it together. I think you definitely become more productive when you hold each other accountable. One thing in particular, Maryann and Judy are always doing like Buffini mailers, like, pop buys, all this stuff. They're always working on something. And then I feel left out. I'm like, I come in, they're working on something cool. Like Maryann was showing me her pop by that she's putting together for spring. And I'm like, I want to do that, So then I feel like I need to do something, and that's the way it works. It's not a competition, but it motivates me to do more. And I feel like I always need to be doing something. If I'm not working, on my business, and I'm strictly working in my business, it's not going to be a formula for success long term. We constantly have to be doing things to increase our business. And I think one of those is to see what other people are doing and motivate you a little bit, right? Because it's easy for me to go home and, watch Netflix. I mean, I'm a Marvel guy. I'll go home and watch a Marvel movie and not work on my business. And, I'm like 12 years old. So anyway, all right. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to let that be. And, I want to say, for the record, I am truly thankful for the both of you. Judy can see the pain in my eyes saying, but I am truly thankful for the both of you. I am very thankful for our group and the people that we work with. And, I wouldn't want to work with anybody else. So thank you both.
Ditto.
Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah.
And
ditto here too.
And thanks, have a good day. Go sell some houses now.
Well, can I tell you, Jason writes me a little Post-it notes and puts it on my desk and says, go sell something. So that's what I'll do today. Yeah,
that kid, do you like my motivational style, Judy? It's just
yes. Leave me little notes on my desk. Yeah. Go sell something. Do something.
Go do something today. All right. I'm going to go do something today right now. I have to go show a house myself. So I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks again. And I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Jay.
Bye, Jason.
That was the conversation this week with Judy Yoon and Maryann Matteo. I really appreciate the both of them. They keep me on task, they keep me on schedule, and they hold me accountable for what I want to do with my business. And I hope if you're listening right now that you have an accountability partner, you have a group that you can lean on to help motivate you, hold you accountable to what you want to achieve in your business. And if you do not have someone, I would seriously think about who is out there that can hold me accountable for what I want to achieve, and I can do the same thing for them. Who can you lean on? Who can help you get through those valleys that we referenced earlier? Trust me when I tell you, your business will be better for it. Well, that's it for the podcast this week. I thank you for joining us. We'll be back in another couple of weeks with a new topic, a new guest. And as always, if you want to hear a topic that we haven't covered yet, please reach out to me, jason.ostrowski@foxroach.com. And if you haven't liked and subscribed to our podcast yet, please be sure to do so. Leave us a review. It helps us to reach more people. And until next time, this is Jason Ostrowski saying stay safe out there, stay selling, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the Everything Real Estate Podcast.